saying that we get hit, so I'm gonna say LeBron James. And you know what? Let the debate begin, and I don't give a rat's ass that they do. I just telling you who I would like. That's all.
I said that LeBron will. I find him to be the most talented player I've ever seen in NBA history. Got a problem with that statement by me?
Well, you sound like you're threatening me.
No, I'm not threatening you.
Karl Malone just said what everyone's been thinking, but nobody had the guts to say on live television. LeBron James, the self-proclaimed king, got called out in the most brutal way imaginable, and the entire basketball world is still reeling from it. This wasn't some random troll on social media. This was a two-time MVP, a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest power forwards in basketball history, publicly dismantling LeBron's GOAT claims with facts that simply can't be ignored. What exactly did Karl say that's got LeBron fans in complete meltdown mode? Why is the mainstream media desperately trying to bury this story? And most importantly, did the mailman just deliver the truth bomb that settles the GOAT debate once and for all? Strap in, because what you're about to hear changes everything.
You saw both?
I did. I saw him in person.
Like, come on.
Go James, man.
Come on, Shad.
I mean, because you think about it.
Come on.
Because he could do more. He could rebound better.
So what do we go off of, dude? Because this is the argument that I have today. Like, you know, like, better player is one thing.
Yes.
Like, is he just like, let's take away all the accolades?
Yes.
Like, LeBron.
For more than a decade, we've been fed the same narrative over and over. LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time. It's not open for discussion, it's not debatable, it's supposedly a fact. At least, that's what the media machine wants you to believe. Flip on any sports network, scroll through any basketball page on social media, and you'll see it plastered everywhere. LeBron is the GOAT, LeBron is the king, LeBron is untouchable. Anyone who dares question this narrative gets immediately attacked, ridiculed, labeled a hater, told they don't understand the game. And LeBron himself? He's completely bought into this identity, the self-anointed king who tattooed "Chosen One" across his back before ever winning a championship. The guy who orchestrated his own primetime special called The Decision, the player who's controlled his own narrative more than any athlete in sports history. But here's the thing about declaring yourself untouchable. Eventually, someone's going to put that claim to the test, and in January 2025, that someone was Karl Malone. Now, before we dive into what Karl said, you need to understand why this matters so much. Karl Malone isn't some washed-up former player stuck in the past. He's not some talking head desperate for clicks. The mailman is a two-time MVP, an 11-time All-NBA first-team selection, and the second leading scorer in NBA history. When Karl Malone speaks about greatness, about what it really takes to be the best, people listen, or at least they should. But what he said about LeBron on national television in early 2025, nobody was prepared for that level of raw honesty.
I can feel it.
Oozing out of, you can feel it. You can feel it just oozing out. Yeah.
Who would you rather have as a teammate? Jordan or LeBron?
You got a man. Hold on. Do you have a man crush on Michael Jordan today? What's the deal here? I don't know. I'm just asking that question here. Hold on. Do Dan Patrick, my friend, my buddy, have a man?
Let's set the scene. Karl Malone appears on a major sports network for what's supposed to be a routine interview about today's game. Nothing controversial, nothing explosive, just a Hall of Famer sharing his perspective on modern basketball. The host, looking to create some buzz, asks Karl the question that's been recycled a million times. Where does LeBron rank on your all-time list? Is he the GOAT? Most former players take the safe route here. They give the diplomatic, non-committal answer. They say something like, LeBron's definitely in the conversation, or you can't really compare different eras. They dodge controversy because nobody wants to deal with the social media firestorm that comes with criticizing King James. But Karl Malone, the mailman, looked straight into that camera and delivered a response that made the entire basketball world stop cold. He didn't hesitate. He didn't dance around it. He said exactly what millions of basketball fans have been thinking but were too scared to say out loud. And the way he delivered it, calm, calculated, backed up with undeniable facts that even LeBron's most devoted defenders can't refute. The studio fell completely silent. The host's face showed pure shock, and within minutes, social media absolutely erupted.
Storm been going for 21 years, reigning.
You could say that, and my retort to that would be 6 NBA Finals losses.
So they'll
Just a fact. There's 6 final losses. 6 final losses.
Let me ask you a question.
6.
I just want you to tell me one thing, and we're going to debate this.
Sure.
Tell me the team that he faced that was the 2017 or the 2018 Golden State Warriors.
What do you mean? I don't understand your question.
Michael Jordan. Tell me the team.
Talk about Michael Jordan?
I want you to tell me the team that Michael Jordan faced.
So what exactly did Karl Malone say that sent the internet into absolute chaos? Karl started by addressing the elephant in the room, championships. He pointed out something that LeBron fans absolutely hate acknowledging. When you're calling yourself the greatest ever, you better have the championship resume to back it up. And I'm sorry, but a 4-6 finals record doesn't scream greatest of all time to me. 4 wins, 6 losses. That's LeBron's championship record. And Karl didn't just drop that statistic and move on. He systematically broke it down, piece by piece, comparing it to the player everyone knows is the real GOAT, Michael Jordan. Michael went 6-0 in the finals. 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, never let it go to a Game 7. That's greatness. That's what a killer looks like. You don't get to lose more finals than you win and call yourself the king. But Karl wasn't finished. He went straight after the super team narrative, the part of LeBron's legacy that even casual fans can't overlook. LeBron's had to team hop his entire career to win, Karl said, his words cutting through the studio like a blade. He couldn't win in Cleveland the first time, so he ran to Miami to play with 2 other All-Stars. When that stopped working, he went back home and got another All-Star traded there. Then he jumped to the West Coast to team up with another top 5 player. That's not what GOATs do. GOATs make their teammates better. They don't abandon ship when things get difficult. The host tried to interrupt, tried to play devil's advocate, but Karl wasn't backing down. He kept going, highlighting LeBron's finals performances when everything was on the line. The 2011 collapse against Dallas, a team that shouldn't have stood a chance beating that stacked Miami roster. The countless times he passed the ball in crucial moments instead of taking over the way Jordan always did. There's a difference between being great and being the greatest. LeBron James is a great basketball player, one of the best ever, but the greatest? No, not even close, and people need to stop pretending otherwise just because the media tells them to. The silence in that studio was absolutely deafening. You could feel the tension through the screen. The host quickly scrambled to change subjects, but the damage was already done. The mailman had delivered, and there was no taking it back. Within hours, the clip was everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everyone was talking about it. LeBron fans were in complete meltdown mode, hurling every insult at Karl they could think of. But here's the truth. A whole lot of people were nodding their heads in agreement. Finally, someone with real credibility had said what desperately needed to be said. Here's where things get really interesting, because Karl Malone didn't just throw out hot takes. He backed up everything with facts that LeBron's defenders have been avoiding for years. Let's talk about that finals record again. 4-6. LeBron fans love to spin this as at least he made it to the finals 10 times, like losing is somehow an accomplishment. But Karl shut that argument down immediately. "You think Magic Johnson brags about the finals he lost?" Karl said during the interview. "You think Larry Bird put up a banner for coming in second place? No. Champions remember the wins, not the participation trophies."
And he's absolutely right. When we talk about the greatest players in history, we talk about what they won, not how many times they showed up and fell short. Jordan never lost in the finals, not once. 6 trips, 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs. That's the standard for greatness. But Karl dug even deeper than championships. He talked about the eye test, about what real greatness actually looks like when the pressure reaches its peak. When the game was on the line, you knew Michael was taking that shot, Karl explained. You knew Kobe was taking that shot. They wanted that moment. They lived for it. LeBron? How many times have we seen him pass to a role player in the clutch because he didn't want the blame if it missed? Take the 2011 finals against Dallas, a team that shouldn't have stood a chance. LeBron averaged just 17.8 points per game and completely vanished in fourth quarters. That's not GOAT behavior. That's choking on basketball's biggest stage. And then there's the team hopping issue. This is the part that bothers even some LeBron supporters. The man has played for 3 different franchises, hand-picking his teammates, demanding trades for all-stars, essentially building super teams wherever he lands. Karl called this out directly. Michael Jordan never left Chicago to join Scottie Pippen on another team. He made Scottie Pippen who he was. That's what the greatest do. They elevate everyone around them. They don't go shopping for help every few years. The statistics don't lie. The context doesn't lie. And Karl Malone laid it all out for the world to see. No filter, no sugarcoating, just cold, hard facts. Social media went into absolute overdrive. LeBron fans were scrambling to defend their king, but the arguments were painfully weak. Karl never won a ring, they shouted, desperately trying to discredit his opinion. But that's a lazy, hollow comeback. Karl's not claiming to be the GOAT himself, he's simply pointing out that LeBron isn't either. And the more closely you examine the numbers, the harder it becomes to argue against Karl's logic. Now here's what makes this entire situation even more fascinating: the silence. LeBron James is one of the most active athletes on social media. The man tweets about everything: social justice, politics, random thoughts at 2 a.m., you name it. But after Karl Malone's interview dropped, absolutely nothing. Complete radio silence. His camp hasn't issued a single statement. His media allies are doing everything possible to bury the story, barely acknowledging it on their platforms. It's like everyone in LeBron's circle is praying this just disappears if they ignore it long enough. But the internet doesn't forget. Basketball fans don't forget. And the longer LeBron stays quiet, the more people start asking, did Karl actually strike a nerve? Is there truth to what he said that LeBron simply can't defend against? Other legends have started weighing in too, though most are being more subtle than Karl. A few former players have quietly liked tweets questioning LeBron's GOAT status. A few have made vague comments about real killers and championship DNA without naming names. The message is crystal clear, even if they won't say it directly.
What's really revealing is the generational divide this has exposed. Older fans, the ones who watched Jordan dominate the 90s, are overwhelmingly siding with Karl. They remember what true, undeniable greatness looked like. They remember a player who never let his team lose when everything was on the line. Younger fans, the ones who grew up with LeBron, are frantically trying to defend him, but their arguments keep circling back to the same tired talking points: longevity, stat accumulation, making the finals, and a historically weak Eastern Conference. None of that actually addresses what Karl said, that LeBron's resume doesn't support his GOAT claims. The media's response has been entirely predictable. The major networks barely acknowledged the story. A few talking heads tried to dismiss Karl's comments as old man yelling at clouds energy, but you can tell they're deeply uncomfortable. They've invested years building up the LeBron as GOAT narrative, and Karl just blew massive holes through it with facts they can't dispute. This isn't some hot take from a podcaster chasing viral moments. This is Karl Malone, one of the 75 greatest players in NBA history, speaking truth that the basketball world has been tiptoeing around for years. And the uncomfortable reality? He's absolutely right.
Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's have the real debate the mainstream media refuses to touch. At the end of the day, Karl Malone did what legends do. He spoke the truth, consequences be damned. The mailman delivered, and basketball fans everywhere are better off for it. Whether you agree with him or not, you can't deny that he backed up every single word with facts that are impossible to ignore. This is the conversation basketball desperately needed. No more walking on eggshells around LeBron's feelings. No more media-manufactured narratives. Just honest, straightforward analysis of what true greatness really means, and whether LeBron actually measures up.